So, hello guys. Today we will see how to implement circuit breaker in reactive programming. Normal circuit breaker using Spring Boot we all have used, but how to do the same thing in reactive chaining environment that we will see today. So let's talk about it a little bit. Then we will jump on to this implementation. So similar to that retry mechanism that we implemented last time, it was calling the external API thrice in case if it is not getting the response. So it is that this circuit breaker is also doing the same thing, but it's bit advanced than retry mechanism. Retry mechanism is kind of simple one, but the circuit breaker is kind of like bit complex and like it's beneficial for us in the productions production environments. In a way, like I will explain. So suppose when 100 APIs are 100 hits has happened in your APIs, so your API got failed in that moment. So next time when again this 100 API will call in the retry mechanism, then again that will fail. Our API will gonna fail. It will not hold that 100 request at a time. So it will give the errors. And the third time also it happens. So that in that way, uh, our API will gonna fail on all three times. But what happens in the circuit breaker is that according to the configuration, like 50% failure if reached in this, with the specified number of calls, then it will go to the closed state. So what will happen with this closed state is that if anyone is calling this API, then it will always going to fail it. But after like the we will specify the number of seconds in that. So after that second, it will open like in a secure manner. Called that state is called half open state. So in that half open state, what happens is that when this call happens, then it will pass it like it will pass that to the actual implementation, to the actual business logic. And if it has get success, then fine, the circuit will going to be in closed state. But if that request get failed again, being in the half open state, then that circuit breaker will again open. So that continues. It will actually protect our server, our APIs from external misuses. Like 100, that 100 API example that I have told, right, just now. So in that one, if 100 APIs are keep getting call us like call our API in that our log will like appear a lot, like log data will be a lot, and traffic will be too much in our servers, and our servers will become overwhelmed. Servers or bare metal we are using, or we are using pods, so that will become overwhelmed, and problems like application crash or a pod restart may happen. So in order to protect that scenario, this circuit breaker comes into the picture. So let's implement this circuit breaker. How to implement it in reactive programming that we gonna see. Circuit breaker, let's say sample dot java. Okay, now this is getting created over here, and we will take some basic annotations from here. And this we gonna take it in our controller. So we have taken this, and let's import the packages. Import SLF4j from Lambok, REST controller, and let's import this annotations. And let's take this thing for to save our time. We will implement one get mapping only, and this return is not required. Fine. For the time being, we're putting it as null. And let's say it is circuit breaker. Fine. Circuit breaker test. So this is circuit breaker test. Let's name this as well. Circuit breaker test. Fine. So we are in circuit breaker test now. Uh, Counter, fine, counter. We will going to need this, and let's implement the logic now. So first of all, this counter we already have. Need one more uh, thing called registry, circuit breaker registry. So let's provide that, and private circuit breaker registry. Fine. Circuit breaker registry. And this variable will gonna need it. So normally, like in a normal flow, normal Spring Boot, we use circuit breaker using annotations, right? Like this circuit breaker. If you see, it is here. So uh, that is from Spring Boot. But this second one we'll not going to use because it is from Spring Boot and this is for synchronous programming. I mean the blocking one, but we are working with reactive programming, so we will use the non-blocking one. So, but not in the form of annotations. Let's not use annotation, but directly come into the code. So here we will use circuit breaker, CUIT, and yeah, here github.io, Resilience4j circuit breaker. Yeah, this we need. And we will use circuit breaker registry dot circuit breaker, and let's name our service something like sample, or something like circuit breaker circuit yeah, circuit breaker service. Fine. So this is the name of our the circuit breaker service name. This we actually need to specify into the uh, application dot properties or application dot YAML, whatever you are having. So I am having application dot properties. So let's specify this in application dot properties. So let's give some comments so as to get clarity. We'll say circuit breaker, reactive circuit breaker, circuit breaker. Fine. Now let's give the configurations. So resilience 4j dot circuit breaker dot circuit breaker dot extends dot. Now here we require our this service name. Where is that? Yeah. So here is the service name. So let's put it over here. And sliding wheels, move sliding window size, window size. Fine. That is 2. So circuit breaker stands circuit breaker service sliding window size 2. So sliding window is like 2 we have given for the time being because 2 times it will retry before going to open state. So that we will see two times it will going to retry it. Okay, so we will see that. Now other configurations also we need. So that instance circuit breaker service fine, and then minimum number of calls we also need to give. Minimum number of calls. Okay, let's see, let's make it capital. Camel casing will follow over here. Minimum number. Number, where is that? Minimum number. Yeah, minimum number of calls. So that is also one of the configuration that we need to give. So that will be read when by circuit breaker when this number of call reaches two. I mean, for the first time, it's not gonna come into the open state. But for the second time, it is going to come into the open state. So that we will see in our when we run our application. So let's see the third configuration. So first, let's explain what is that open and closed one, right? So that is maybe making confusion. So open state, it will be when circuit breaker is active, right? It is active state. Active means further call will not be entertained to protect our servers. Further calls protect our servers or protect our services. Further calls wouldn't be entertained, right? And then there is a closed state. So that is the normal state that in which our application works normally. Like request coming, going, and if error coming, then error is getting displayed. This is like normal state. And then there is half open. So half open state uh, is the one in which circuit breaker first comes into the open state when error comes to approx 50%, more than if, 50% or more than that, then it will come to open state. It means it will not be active, but it should not remain in this active state, right? If it remain in active state, then our application won't be of won't take further request. So we will specify some time. So that time till that time it will remain in open state, and then it comes to half open state. So till the time it is specified, it will till the time specified, it will come in half open. So half open is like a safely closed state actually. So half open is like it's going to come into the closed state, but only when the request gets success. If it gets failed, then it will again go to open state only. Half open will go to open state when our hit again gets error, and half open will get to closed state when our hit gets like replies successful. So this is that three state only that circuit breaker is having. So let's specify that time interval as well. So let's duplicate this and circuit breaker service fine. Failure, let's specify failure rate threshold. Yeah, failure rate threshold. Fine. Failure rate threshold. THRES. Yeah, spelling is right. Only why it is being error. Okay, it's double X. So fine. So it should be, let's give 50. It will be the threshold of how many failure rates are coming. Like it's 50%, I have told, right? So let's give that percentage as 50. So whatever we specify here, the total number, if it reaches to 50% of its failure, like two, uh, four are there, then 50%, like two requests got failed, then it will come to our open state. And let's permit the number of calls in half open state. What will be that? Fine. Permitted, permitted number of calls, right? Calls in half open state. Open state. So half open state number, permitted number of calls in half open state should be one. Okay, one call happen, and if it is fine, then come to closed state. If it is not fine, come again to open state. So yeah, permitted number of calls in half open state. Fine. Let's add one more configuration. So that will be like a weight, like how much weight we will do. So okay, fine. What to do here? Yeah, weight duration, like weight duration in open state. Open state. So let's give that duration as 10 seconds. So in 10 seconds, our open, if circuit breaker gets open, it will come to half open state in 10 seconds. So that is wait duration in open state. So let's give one more configuration, which is uh, this is that kind of default one. When we are implementing circuit breaker, we need to give this compulsorily. So if it is automatic, its name is automatic transition. Transition, automatic transition. Yeah, fine. From open to half open state, right? From open to half open. Yeah, automatic transition from open to half open. So we need to actually it's a flag. So let's say enable or not enable. Yeah, enabled actually. So it should be true. It specifies that yeah, we wanted to transition from open to half open state. That is enabled true. Yeah. So if won't do that, then it will not transition from half to from open to half. Okay, fine. Let's come back to our code. This configuration thing is completed. So one, two, three, four, five, six configurations we need to add. Now come back to our code. So this code we will going to further write. So for this, this service thing we already did. Let's create one method, which is kind of similarly which we did in the reactive retry, right? This is the stub method. So that step method we will going to take, it's you assume that it's some external API that is getting called. So let's take this four, not four, let's take it as five. Okay. And this attempt is showing simulated a successful corner attempt. Okay, fine. So this is like kind of external API. You can assume. You can call external API in the logic over here. Not a problem. Using web client, using web client, you can call it in reactive program. So now we need to call this method, right? But not like in reactive retry one. We will call it in a different way. There we used mono.defer, right? Here we will not going to use that. So let's say it is circuit breaker. Sorry. Yeah, circuit breaker. Wait, direct. Let's call the first method called remove. Okay, wait. Yeah, this is what we have called over here. Now, that will not work as I have said in the previous video as well. That not going to work until we need to like subscribe it. So here, let's do that. I mean, this is actually that's the calling. Circuit breaker is still yet to be implemented. So let's implement. Fine. Yeah, this is that's required for remote service, and then let's do the uh okay, next line will take. So to retain the formatting. So something like transform would be there. So wait, uh, yeah, let's come into this and let's create one more variable called circuit breaker. Circuit breaker, we created one more variable here and circuit breaker. Uh, yeah, so this circuit breaker, wait. This will not work actually over here. Actually, I need to call something else. I think here we need to transform deferred. Yeah, transform deferred. Something is there. Yeah. So this we need to call after this call towards this action API. So this call this will it's like mono dot deferred, but yeah, it will call freshly the next uh, like mono pipeline is there, that reactive pipeline is there, it will call the fresh pipeline. So let's try, let's do that logic of circuit breaker operator. Yeah, and let's call off of circuit breaker. Yeah, so this is fine. This we have given this thing over here. Fine. So let's do the on error resume what we do on error res. So here, if that error comes, then we need to call this fallback one, right? What is that fallback one? We didn't yet created the fallback one. So let's create one fallback method. So if any if error comes while calling, then it's calling the uh, fallback method. So this is that fallback method. Fine. This is fallback response. This should be mono. So let's give something like warning over here that the fallback has happened. Fallback due to. This will take one more argument over here that is throwable. Okay. So due to is there, and let's give this colon here and uh, yeah, the curly braces. Okay. Ex dot get message. Fine, and then we will return mono dot Okay, mono.just will return and will say circuit breaker fallback trigger. Circuit breaker fallback trigger. So this will going to get triggered when problem will happen. Uh, Means when a request gets failed, this fallback will going to get triggered every time, right? So, for example, first time request comes and it got failed because attempt is actually zero. So it will fail and it will come over here. It will throw it and here it will get caught and this will get caught. Fallback. First time it will happen. Second time it will happen. Third time it will also happen because it is still less than 5. Fourth time it will happen. Fifth time it will pass. Like logically it will pass fifth time because 5 is not less than. Then it should return the success one. Then it will not go to this fallback method. It will just return this successful call or attempt. Now, that was the case in the reactive retry. That is similar to the retry, right? But this uh, the circuit breaker is not like that. It will not allow this logic to execute even the attempt is more than 5, like 6, 7, or 10, maybe 10, and it will not even allow then only. It will allow once if it is getting failed for first few times that we specified in application of properties, and if it is failed for those time, it will not allow till 10 seconds. So like how many number of requests you try, 10, 20, at that moment of 10 seconds that we specified, it will not going to entertain that. And once that 10 seconds is over, that 10 seconds is specified here is over, then only it will open to half open state and then only it will allow you to execute. So then only you will get the success attack. So that is the actual difference. In I will like summarize it. The difference between normal retry and circuit breaker. So in normal retry, if it is equal to 5, that attempt is equal to 5, then it will exit it. It will not execute this and it will return success response. But in case of circuit breaker, this thing is not same in circuit breaker. In circuit breaker, it may be more than 5 and still this will not be returned until our API gets into the stable state. So for that stable state configuration, we have put 10 seconds over here. So in that 10 seconds, it gonna wait for rest of the request. In between, how many number of times you attempt, it will not be entertained. So that's about circuit breaker. So it's giving add-on benefits compared to the reactive retries. So let's okay, this will gonna execute and it's completed as well, but how we will track it, right? So for tracking purpose, let's create one more get mapping. Yeah, we'll create one get mapping so we can see actually uh, what is actually the state of the this circuit breaker. So for that, we gonna take circuit breaker state, let's say. Fine. So, so circuit breaker state we will check when we do the calls. So let's say state. It is different are there. So let's take this GitHub IO Resilience4j state, and let's see, circuit registry is already there. We defined on top of it, and then okay, next line. Yeah, next line dot circuit breaker and our service name. What is our service name? We gave circuit breaker service. So it will track the state of our service, which is actually circuit breaker service. So that it will track and then we will say get state on it. Fine. So we need to return it as well. Return circuit breaker state. Circuit breaker state. Circuit breaker state is state dot name. Fine. So this is giving some error. It will not return mono actually, it will just return string. Like this is for just for tracking purpose. It's not actually going to get used. So fine, it is this. We'll get the state name over here in the return response. Okay, so let's try to run it and test it. So we'll use ambient spring boot run. So application will start over here. Meanwhile, we'll do curl. Yeah. So there is a let's take this thing instead of what actually it is. Let's put it over here. Okay. So that will be the curl. It will going to call with the get API default. Okay. Let's take the same thing over third tab as well. So here we will check the state in which it is actually this thing. Okay, backup state. So let's see what is the application is running. Yeah, application is running. Let's give some string to identify the new logs. So let's check the circuit breaker state. It is actually in closed state currently. So initially, every time it will remain in the closed state. Let's call the first curve. Circuit breaker fallback triggered. Fine. Circuit breaker fallback triggered, and let's see the state now. It is still in closed state. Now we are trying second time, right? So now let's see the logs once. Attempt 2 has happened. Fallback due to simulated API failure. Attempt 2. Fine. Let's see the circuit breaker state. It is still in closed. Fine. And like now, if the third time we'll try, it will go to open state because the we specified that 2 in that application.properties, right? And 50% also, that logic is also there. So 2 is the sliding window and 50% is the threshold. So let's try this thing, circuit breaker fallback triggered. Again, third time it is triggered. Now it is in again in the closed state. Let's try it fourth time and let's say it is still in the closed state. And fifth time that is got suc yeah, success and it is in the closed state. So we see fallback due to let's say our fallback method got triggered or not. So this is our fallback actually. Let's see it is triggered or not. So we see that it's not even getting triggered. Our fallback method is not getting triggered due to some reasons. Let's identify that. So call to remote service we did actually, and then transform deferred we did, and then circuit breaker operator dot off circuit breaker. So this seems fine everywhere, and the fallback response is this. Yeah, this is looking good only. And let's see the imports. So that is circuit breaker, and this is circuit breaker operator from circuit breaker operator reactor Resilience4j. Okay, this is also looking fine only. So what will be the issue then? Attempt, this is okay. And yeah, so this is also fine. Let's see application.properties. So application.properties is like having six values: circuit breakers, Resilience4j, and yeah, spelling is fine. Yeah, C4J circuit breaker uh instance. Okay, so let's see. Here it should not be instance. It should be st instances actually. So let's modify in everywhere because bec- without this it won't work to specify the correct application of properties. So let's rerun it again. Okay, and let's clean this one, and let's be ready with our circuit breaker test and clean this one as well. And let's ready with our circuit breaker state. So let it is here started main our it started and it is in the currently closed state. Now we'll try for the first time and let's see the state. It is still in closed. Second time we are trying, it is still in it is comes to the half open. Right, right. So second time we have tried it and it came into the half open state. It first was in uh, open state, then it came to half open. Now we'll again try and it will be in the open state. It's still in the half open state. Okay, let's try fourth time. And it is still in the half open state. Fifth time success and it is in the closed state. So yeah, fifth time is the successful, uh, like it's the expected one. But let's see our math fallback has been called or not. Okay, fallback still not triggered. Let's see why it is not getting triggered. So this was fine, and then our service name we have given here, and then sliding window size fine, minimum minimum uh minimum number of calls, number of failure rate threshold, failure rate threshold. Yeah, it is fine. 50 we have given. Then permitted number of calls in half open state. Fine, this is one and automatic automatic transition from open to half open is enabled. Fine, this is fine only. There is no problem, it seems. Uh, let's see these things. Circuit breaker registry, call remote service, increment, and yeah, this is fine. And it's not going to call this fallback. Uh, that is very unusual. If it is giving this error over here, then it should come uh, here. But why it is not happening? Uh, so circuit breaker service name is correct only, and Transfer default circuit breaker operator dot off. Fine on error is fine. This is actually good only. But why it is not happening? That's what we need to try as over here. So, uh, okay, let's create one more method called reset the counter. Okay, so let's create one more method over here. Let's copy this. Let's copy this and let's say reset counter. Okay. Reset counter. Set counter, and then we will just return the string. Yeah, fine. Count, and then we'll say here counter dot reset. Counter dot set 0, and we'll say counter reset. Fine. This is for when we are retrying it. So counter will increase, and we should be having something to refresh it. Okay, so let's try that. So we are first let's refresh the count. So let's say reset counter. Okay, counter is reset. Now let's try the test and check the state. Closed, circuit breaker fallback triggered, half open, triggered, half open, triggered, fallback. Okay, successful attempt on attempt 5. It is in closed state. So we can see over here that our circuit breaker fallback trigger is coming. So this circuit breaker fallback is actually getting triggered, and but the way it is behaving is, I think, not appropriate. So it should come to open state first, then it should come to closed one. So let's try this, and yeah, this we will give it as my service instead of circuit breaker. And here also let's change this. But let's try now. Uh, Closing it, running it again, clear, cleared it, and application is started. Okay. Now let's call the our endpoint now. Fine. This is called, and let's see the state closed. This is called, and let's see the state open. Now it is open state. It is open state, and next we will try it. It will be again in the open state only. So we need to wait for 10 seconds. for this to come into the half open. Okay, it will come automatically. Oh, now it has came into half open state. Now we need to retry, and it is failed because it was fourth time we are trying it. Attempt was four. Over here you can see. So it will go to half open. It remained in the half open state. Actually, it was in open state, and then it came to the half open. So next time it gonna success, and it will come into the closed. So let's try one more time. This time that I said it will this is not necessary to be 5. It can be more than 5. Still, it will not run when it is in open state. So that we will simulate. So let's simulate that behavior. So first we will reset it. Okay. So yeah, reset the counter reset, and fine. Counter is reset. Now let's call our first uh, time API. Let's see here. What is the state? Closed state. Sorry. Uh, Next, call this one again. It is in open state. Let's try it multiple times over here. Fine. Let's see the state half open. It has been in the half open state. So as you can see, it has tried 10 times in the open state. Still, it didn't pass it because it was in open state. Now, after 10 seconds, it got into the half open state. Now, if I try now, it will get success. But this thing you can see, the 12th attempt, it is getting success, not in the fifth attempt, as the condition is mentioned here. So attempt should be less than 5. Still, it is 11. Still, it is failing. You can see over here. So that is the expected scenario actually. So now if I try, it will be success on attempt 12. Here it got success, and now state will be closed. So that is the behavior I wanted to show you. And that problem that has happened, some problem was there that we changed the name over here. Previously it was a different one, right? This circuit breaker service. So this name I have changed and started working. Let's try with this name one. Now, my instead of my service, let's try with this name. Fine. Let's do it again. And yeah, clear this up. Okay, started. Let's try test, check the state. Yeah, closed. Second time try. It is in open state now. And third time try. It is in what state? Open state now. Let's wait for it to come in half open. Yeah, it has came. Let's try now. It has came again in the open state, and then half open state. Okay. It has came into the half open state, and if this time we will try, it will be success on the fifth attempt. So it is open state again. Fallback trigger. Circuit breaker fallback trigger. Okay. It is again came in the half open state. Let's try it once again. This is attempt 7. Half open again. Attempt 8 we are doing, and it is in the closed state. We are continuously getting successful attempt on fifth, sixth, but in between this is getting failed. So yeah, problem is there, and problem is this thing. We have not properly did this half open state configuration. Fine. This is now perfect. Let's retry it. Oh yeah, we will retry it and this time hopefully it should work. Yeah, clear it. Let's check the state. It is in closed state. Let's hit the first step. First time this thing, it is in still in the closed state, fine. And then second time we are hitting it, and it is should be in the open state. It will remain in the open state until 10 seconds. Let's wait for it to come in half open. Yeah, it came the half open. Let's try again. Uh, it should come in the open state again. It will remain in the open till fifth, till 10 seconds. Yeah, it came the half open. Now if we try, we are getting again. So it is again in the open state. Let's try multiply continuously. So checking it is open, now half open. So if you see again, it is working actually. So attempt 9 has happened. Still, it is not getting passed. We are getting this one only, circuit breaker fallback triggered. We are not getting the success response. Now, if we try now, because it is in half open state, right? Initial open state. I mean, partial open state, kind of. So if it is get success, it will get into the closed state. So this time it will gonna get success because this is less than 5. So this condition will not met over here. Because currently this attempt value is 9, which is more than 5. So this is gonna be the success one. So it is a success one, and if we check the state now, it is closed, fine. It should be in the closed state, and we got the successful response. So I hope you learned something about this complex topic called uh, circuit breaker. So this is the pattern that we used in our reactive chains and also in normal reactive normal Spring Boot programming where we use imperative style of coding or even stream API. So there it is different and here it is bit different. Okay. Thank you for your time. We'll see you in the next video.